Hey, what's going on? Matthew Cook, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about imposter syndrome, something that so many of us as high achieving coaches, therapists, healers experience. And for many of us, it can be crippling. And I want to talk today about the one thing that I think so many people miss about it. You see, the problem is for so many of us as high achievers, we tend to be really externally focused, to be looking at what everyone else around us is doing. And it's sort of this like new version of keeping up with the Joneses, especially if you're a coach, especially if you're on Instagram or if you're on YouTube or any kind of social media, Twitter, whatever. You're seeing the effects of um, not being good enough, right? And it's this very externally focused version of being able to be competent, right? To like accurately assess yourself in comparison to other people. And so that is really what imposter syndrome is at the end of the day. In fact, there's 5 different types. We're not going to get into that video today on this video, but there are so many characteristics to this, and we can talk a little bit more about the solution. So obviously, when it comes to imposter syndrome, right, it's an inaccurate self-assessment. So we have a difficulty sort of gauging our own competence in comparison, again, to others, but also really just to ourselves in our journey. And we make a lot of external sort of attributions, which is like linking success to, again, very external factors to us. And then finally, it's a really deep self-criticism of not being good enough and really harshly judging ourselves in our personal performance. So obviously, right, you have motivation versus anxiety, right? There's a major difference between the two, and unfortunately, sometimes anxiety starts to fuel us to over prepare for things, which like can be, I guess, a good thing, but you don't want it to be coming from a place of anxiety ultimately, because then that way I need anxiety to fuel any of my success. And the other thing is it becomes really persistent for so many of us, and success ultimately for those people that experience imposter syndrome, because it's externally focused. There will always be someone smarter. There will always be someone faster, funnier, richer, whatever the case may be. So if we're focused externally, we are going to have this persistent feeling, even when we do find success, that it doesn't erase that feeling of being a fraud. And then lastly, a lot of times we have these coping mechanisms that we use that can help us, but again can also really hurt us. So the way to most effectively receive support and a real strategy for this is to go from the external, bring it internal. So start to actually accurately assess myself based on my own performance. So it's based on tracking myself over time in my growth. And that's truly where we get to see the benefit of seeing results over time for ourselves. Also helping and actually improving other people's lives. Sometimes I make it too much about myself again in comparison to other people. And if I just can, for a second, instead of comparing what I'm not doing, just simply go out and actually give, just actually be someone of support, truly be someone of service. That also builds our confidence and our ability to actually like go out and serve the world in a powerful way. And then obviously question, challenge those negative thoughts that you're having around your abilities. But I think the biggest thing, and this is why B3 is such an effective practice, body-based breakthrough is so powerful for our clients and has been over the last decade, is that it really starts to turn that spotlight of attention from everyone else outside of us, finally bringing it back into us and questioning and sitting with emotively, sensorially, intuitively with our own experience, right? When we're caught up in the speed of the world around us, we get so disconnected from ourselves and from our process. And so, as coaches, therapists, and healers, this is an incredibly powerful practice for ourselves. But imagine how many of your clients probably also experience imposter syndrome. So this practice, body-based breakthrough, helps to conquer imposter syndrome in so many ways and to really help you ultimately thrive and reach your full potential. But again, your full potential, not someone else's full potential, not success outside of you, but success inside. That's it for today. I'm so happy to be with you. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.